The SmackDown vs. Raw series, as I've said many times before, is a crucial part of my childhood. I would play every single SVR game every single year. These games were simply everything to us. These games were like my crack. I would buy them multiple times for multiple consoles. What did I want for Christmas? SVR. What did I want for my birthday? SmackDown vs. Raw. For the PSP though. That's how much I love these games that my dumbass didn't even want to leave the house without them. Sorry mom, I have to find out who ran over Teddy Long. I love my PSP more than anything. The PSP basically had the same exact games as the home console versions, just the graphics were downgraded. So the same menus, the same rosters, the same cutscenes, it was the same game, just look like this. But nah, they were so fun, especially 06 and 07. So the PSP kids like me, we were really lucky. But then there were the weirdos. The Nintendo DS kids. These kids were not so lucky when it came to WWE games. I knew a kid with a DS and he was always so sad, as most of us kids played SVR07 on our PSPs, and this poor kid was playing Mario for like the 90th time. Sadly, there were no WWE games for the Nintendo DS, but then one day it all changed. The SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 trailer dropped and you saw this epic trailer. Wrestlers flying around, all these new features. Wow, it was beautiful. And at the end it said SVR08, how will you play? PlayStation, Xbox, and the Nintendo DS. This was the beginning of 3 straight SVR games on the DS. I have never played these games, I don't know anything about these games, but I've never heard anyone talk about them or even seen gameplay. I don't know anything about these games, and I'm just curious, how did the Nintendo DS kids get their WWE fix? So, these are the SVR games on the DS. SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Just from the intro, I knew this was going to be something funky. Yo, the sad part is, in 2007, 2008, some kid watched the trailer for SVR08 and he went to his mom like, "Mom, I need this game, I can't wait to get it," and he 100% expected that his game was gonna look like this. Instead, ladies and gentlemen, this is what he got. You start the game and you're like, wow, there are so many options. This is amazing. I'm overwhelmed. And then you look at the wrestlers and you realize they look fucking terrifying. John Cena legit looks like he has no clue where he is. He's on some sort of drugs for sure. Batista looks like he's about to cry. The wrestlers look deformed, but it's fine, okay? Hey, look, they have the WrestleMania 24 arena. Wait, never mind. It's just WrestleMania 23. And I'll be honest, the entrances aren't that bad. I mean, they could be worse. Look at that beautiful pyro. But ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the graphics, because I get it, the DS graphics, alright, it's not a strong suit. But when I tell you that this is one of the worst wrestling games I've ever played in my life, I am not joking. This whole game is a touchscreen based video game. What? You can't move. You can't move. You can't run. You don't press A to grapple. You don't press anything. Pressing buttons? No, what are those? To play this game, you have to use the DS stylus. That's it. And all you do is tap icons and do little mini games. And that's how you wrestle. Yo, what kind of wrestling game is this? First of all, it's just so stupid. 99% of the fun you get from wrestling games is like pressing a button to grapple and doing different grapples. Here, what the fuck is a grapple? Never heard of her. Second, it's too hard, okay? The moment I try to do something, I'm getting my ass beat the next second. The CPU is just too damn fast. He's too fast.
He's a freak. He's the fastest kid alive.
This is not good.
He's the fastest kid alive.
It has some god tier timing. Oh, and there's like 5 animations in the entire game apparently. I don't understand. I don't understand what kind of crack they were on. They legit made a wrestling game where you can't move. And that's not even the crazy part. They made a wrestling game on a console with buttons, and the game doesn't use buttons. What? The best part of this game is everything but the wrestling. The best part is they have a season mode and you can walk around backstage, talk to divas, and get rejected. So now I can get rejected in real life and on the DS. So literally the most exciting part of this game is moving around backstage and going to the different areas. That's the most exciting part. And it gets boring in 2 minutes. GG. They literally made a wrestling game where I want to do everything but wrestle. I legit feel like I'm playing Fruit Ninja when playing this. Never again. I am never playing this again. I'm sorry, I quit. If you're a poor soul who got this back in the day, like your parents got you this for Christmas or something, I am so sorry. Or especially if you asked your parents for this, I'm so sorry. You deserved better. But yeah, no, I'm done. I can't do this. No, I can't do it, Mr. Krabs. SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Please just be decent. touch the touchscreen. No, not again. But no, from the menus, I'm gonna be honest, this did look more promising. There's so many more features, so many more match types, and the roster screen looks so much better. The rosters look good, and the arenas, honestly, they look amazing, especially from what we came from. And for DS standards, these are some impressive arenas. But what surprised me the most were the entrances. Look at Jeff Hardy's entrance. This is the exact same animation as the normal console version. It's pretty cool. Once you get into the match, it's like, wow, oh my god, look, you can actually move with the D-pad. Yes, you can move around in a wrestling game. Thank you, I love it, 10 out of 10. It still feels clunky as hell, it is slow as hell. You gotta use the touchscreen to punch and grapple, but honestly, it could be worse. You know what? It could be Fruit Ninja WWE version. But no, there are weapons in here, there's some freedom, there's some decent animations like the Hurricane Rana. Oh, there's a lot of cool animations, to be honest, even like Jericho stuff that you're like, oh, this is from the PS2 version, the PS3 version. You see some of the classic SmackDown animations and you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. Going into this game, I was expecting to get even more depressed, but this is actually pretty solid. I still hate that I have to use a stylus to grapple and punch, but like I said, it could be worse. And then in season mode, you can free roam and you have your own house. Yes, a wrestling game where you have your own house and you can go to the gym, the arena, the headquarters, and literally walk around as you please. It is weird though that apparently Batista doesn't know how to wear clothes and just lives in his underwear. But honestly, man, you do you, whatever floats your boat. Oh, and apparently Rey Mysterio has amnesia again, like it's SVR 11. I can't lie, this is pretty cool. If I was a kid with a DS, which thank God I wasn't, JK, I have nothing but respect for the DS. I'm just a PSP type of guy. But yeah, if I got this game as a kid, I wouldn't mind. The season mode feels like a good old-fashioned Nintendo handheld RPG. You can actually move in the matches, and honestly, there's a certain charm about this. Solid improvement, but still kind of annoying. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Straight up, this is what a wrestling game on the DS was supposed to be like. First off, once again, it just looks great, especially for the original DS standards. It has tons of matches, but now the gameplay is actually elite. Once again, you can finally move, but now Finally, there are no more goddamn touchscreen features. Yes, you grapple with the buttons, you punch with them, you reverse with them, everything is with the buttons, you go to sleep with them, you live with them, it's perfect. It plays how a wrestling game on a handheld is intended to be played. I don't think you guys understand how satisfying it was to literally start this game, move, and press a button, and it actually did a grapple. I almost cried tears of joy. And no lie, as I played the game, I actually caught myself having fun here. I was Jericho up against Rey Mysterio, and we were casually out here having a classic ladder match. Suplexes off ladders, Hurricane Ranas off the top rope, walls of Jericho. Some of the spots I was like, yo, is this really a DS game? This game is awesome. It took some time, it took 3 years, but the DS finally got it. I was out here doing kip-ups with HBK. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an ambulance match in this game. The only WWE game ever to have an ambulance match. And it's not even bad, it's actually pretty fun. The little mini game you have when you're in the ambulance is so cool. I did not expect this. Like I didn't. I never expected to play a DS wrestling game and have it play so well like this. And the season mode actually has a story. So you create your wrestler and listen, I don't know what this is, okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted Dragon Ball Z here and the rest is just, I'm sorry. And as soon as you start the story mode, you get buried by Triple H. It's perfect. I love this game. There's free roaming, it still has all those RPG elements from the last year, and I haven't gotten too far in the story, but there's 12 chapters of proper stories. And the general story is that eventually you win every single championship in the WWE. Triple H, who's the main villain, actually lets you do all of this. It's all a part of his plan. His whole plan is you go out there and do all the dirty work. You win all the matches, you grind it out, you become the champion of champions, you do everything, and then eventually, after watching you do all this, he comes out of the darkness and he tries to bury you one last time, and in one match beat you and take all of your championships. I'm not joking, it's one big 2010 IWC meme. This game is genuinely fun, and it's crazy to see the growth from 08 to 09 to 2010, where 2010 is this ultimate 2000s Nintendo handheld wrestling game. The graphics are dated, even the gameplay is kind of dated, but even in 2020, I was playing this just sitting here with a smile on my face like, wow, I didn't expect to enjoy this. SVR 2010 on the DS is a legit good wrestling game, regardless of the console. Overall, it's literally just a good wrestling game. 2008 makes me never want to touch the DS again. 2009, even though it's better than 08, it's still a pain in the ass with the stupid touchscreen controls, but 2010 is perfect. Shout out to the DS, and shout out to all the kids who actually played 2010 on the DS back in the day. You guys got a fun game.